I was raised in a small town of like 30,000 people, and it was mostly Irish and Italian, almost all religious. And I can remember being in elementary school, and I was the kid that wasn't allowed to say the pledge because it was one nation under God. My parents just did not believe in that at all.
Growing up, when I went, through getting all my sacraments, I didn't always know what I was doing or why I was doing it. I knew I was going to my first confession, but it wasn't really very well explained to me.
I did not know what was going to happen when I went into the church. I thought that the priest was going to be able to spot a non-Catholic like from a mile away, but he didn't.
We don't really know what struggles. We don't really know what struggles people are going through. It could be really, really horrible things they're dealing with, and we don't know whether their faith is coming through or whether they've left the faith because of the struggles.
What do you see as the main struggles of families today?
I think it's families.
Time.
I went a few times in college, and I realized I was not going to be, struck down walking into a church.
The majority of my peers do not go to church. They do not practice faith, and most of them have either not had a faith or have walked away from a faith.
I grew up in a different country, and I was very helpful in my church.
I don't know what happened. I just, all of a sudden, I called up Sister Marge one day, and I went into the faith formation program, and I became Catholic.
And it appears, and from my perspective, the pattern happens in your late teen years into college where they just drift away to the point where now I'm doing my thing, I have my job, my family, whatever it is.
I think most of our friends have at least some faith. Again, they just might not go to church every week or display it outwardly.
But I feel sometimes the church always pick the same people. So I think it's better to have more young couples, more young families. And I think if you feel like you're part of the church and you belong and you're helping with other stuff, not just the same people all the time.
Sister Marge kept me involved, and I would bring communion to the homebound, and I helped with the church decorating and everything, and it really filled a spot for me. I remember even when I had, Lauren was a baby, I would wear her on the front and go around and water the flowers in the church.
For some reason, the pull of the secular world, we'll call it, is just so strong that it becomes what we perceive as the source of happiness, instead of finding happiness in the real source of happiness, which is Jesus Christ.
There's just so much that families have to do. You see, we have 4 kids, and that means 4 different schedules. Very often 4 kids in 4 different places at the same time. It's just hard with everything that kids do and my husband's job and my job, just to come together as a family and make time for family, but also to make time for your faith. That's where we could certainly improve. I know that, but we do make coming to church on Sunday a priority.
I have a number of friends that are religious, that were raised mostly Catholic, I would say. And yes, they do. Other friends of mine, not so much. I guess, again, just busy life, I think, is what it is. And, we all probably have grandparents that were very religious, and then our parents probably left a little of that, in my case more than that. But I think we've seen over time is that it dwindles. And what I've actually started to realize now, I'm 36 years old, people come back to it when they get to be this age, and I think that's a good thing.
How do we meet people? We meet them where they are. We make it accessible to them, and then we let it grow. Because it grew in me, it grew in everyone here. We just need to plant the seed, water it, and watch it grow, because it will grow. We just need to focus and meet people where they are in their lives. And make no judgments, because who are we to judge anybody, right?